Welcome back, dear students. In today's session, I'm going to solve 8 very important questions from your workbook. So this is a workbook solution one-shot video. Do check the pinned comment section for the easy explanation video, line by line easy explanation, and also subscribe, like, share and comment. अगर तुम लोग वीडियो शेयर करते हो, लाइक करते हो तो मुझे मोटिवेशन मिलेगा and I'll be able to help you in a better way. According to the speaker in Sonnet 116, what are the essential elements of true love? Or discuss the nature of love as enunciated by the poet. These questions are there in your workbooks. I have tried to solve them according to my own interpretation. These are reference materials. Now, nature of love, theme of this poem. Theme क्या है? Sonnet 116, written by William Shakespeare, is a sonnet that sings the triumph of love. This is a glorification of true love, triumph of love over time and circumstances. The poet refuses to admit that there can be any obstacle to the perfect union of true and devoted hearts. So, this poem is about true love. What is the nature of love described here? The nature of love is love that triumphs over time and circumstances, and no obstacle will be able to affect the perfect union of true and devoted hearts. So, introduction is directly related to the question. True love. यहाँ पे हम कौन सा वाला love डिस्कस कर रहे हैं? पोएट कौन सा वाला लव हाईलाइट कर रहे हैं? इट्स ट्रू लव विच इज कांस्टेंट, नंबर 1, अनचेंजेबल, जो चेंज नहीं होता है, एंड इटर्नल, हमेशा ट्रू लव हमारे साथ रहेगा, कभी ये चेंज नहीं होने वाला है. अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम, लव इज नॉट लव विच ऑल्टर्स व्हेन इट ऑल्टरेशन फाइंड्स और बेंड्स विद रिमूवर टू रिमूव. यहाँ पे मैंने पोएम से कोटेशन, टेक्सचुअल कोटेशन यूज किया है. सो इन ऑल योर आंसर्स, बी इट शॉर्ट आंसर क्वेश्चन और लॉन्ग आंसर क्वेश्चन, ट्राई टू रेफर टू द टेक्स्ट. टेक्स्ट बेस्ड आंसर्स. सिर्फ समरी लिखने से मार्क्स नहीं मिलने वाले हैं, अच्छे मार्क्स नहीं आने वाले हैं. अंडरस्टूड? अगेन, इट इज एन एवर फिक्स्ड मार्क दैट इज ट्रू लव. तो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ट्रू लव हियर, आइडियल लव. True love is steady, firm like the lighthouse or pole star which ever remains in its position, shedding its light for the guidance of mariners in the dark, uncharted seas. जैसे sailors sea में lost नहीं होते हैं पोल स्टार को देख के या एक लाइट हाउस को देख के, similarly a lover also is guided by true love. If love ever alters, if love ever changes or undergoes any change, it is called charm or fancy. It is not true love. So this is the kind of love that the poet is describing here. अगर कोई लवर चेंज हो जाता है तो वो ट्रू लव नहीं है. दोनों के बीच में वो सिर्फ एक चार्म है या इन्फैचुएशन और फैंसी है. What is the theme? Therefore, theme is true love is enduring. It lasts. Timelessness of true love is what the poet is trying to highlight and glorify, celebrate in this sonnet. Thus the poet elaborates the qualities of true love. This is the conclusion. So an introduction, body, points elaborated in the body, textual references, and then a proper conclusion. The qualities of true love or ideal love. यहाँ पे हम true love और ideal love के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. The poet is on the point of being reconciled to his friend after a temporary estrangement. Poet की जिंदगी में भी एक friend थे और उनके साथ उनका कुछ estrangement, separation हो गया था, वो temporary था. और वो जब ये पोएम लिख रहे थे या लिखने वाले थे तो he was on the verge of being reconciled to his friend. Again, they were going to be reunited. Despite this separation, True love will shine steadily without any change. जो love, extreme form of ideal love जो यहाँ पे poet ने highlight किया है, that kind of love will always shine steadily without any change despite the separation. True love indeed triumphs over the ravages of time. Time, समय, true love को control नहीं कर पाएगा. And this is the kind of love that the poet is describing over here. Dear students, this is the end of the first answer. Roughly a page. ये poem छोटा सा है. Answers, सब answers एक length के नहीं होने वाले हैं. Next, question from the workbook. Another workbook solution. Let's read the question. Question number 2. What does the speaker... So in some workbooks we have speaker. In some workbooks we have poet. Understood? So, whatever is there in your question paper, use that. What does the speaker want to convey by using the words the marriage of true minds? Why does it not admit impediments? Impediments का क्या मतलब है? Obstacles. दो subparts से. Read the question carefully and attempt all subparts. The expression, the marriage of true minds in sonnet 116 is metaphorical. पहले ही मैंने critical comment use कर लिया है. Introductory statement जो है actually एक critical comment है जो directly related to the question है. In this way, always start writing your answers with a proper introductory statement and also add critical comments in your answer. Short answer है तो क्या है? Critical comments compulsory है class 11 और 12 में. The word marriage. What is a word? Marriage, what does the word marriage mean? It means union. Here the poet conveys that the loyalty of devoted friendship is as strong as the union of man and wife in matrimony. Husband wife की तरह friends, devoted friends भी loyal है और जो union है, जो bond है, वो है friends के बीच में जो union है, वो एक husband wife in a marriage उससे similar है. इसमें कोई अंतर नहीं है. It is true love that ultimately matters at the end of the day. The poet is on the point of being reconciled to his friend after a temporary separation or estrangement. The same point. Reference material same रहेगा, मगर question के मुताबिक हमें answer को frame करना सीखना है. Therefore, true love will shine steadily. In this way, true minds are hearts of sincere and steadfast lovers as distinguished from false ones. Here is the comparison. Very, very important. जो false, जिनमें कोई सच्चाई नहीं है, जो true love नहीं करते, सच्चे अपने एक दूसरे से सच्चा प्यार नहीं करते हैं. दोस्त हो सकते हैं, हस्बैंड वाइफ हो सकते हैं, लवर्स हो सकते हैं, तो वो सिर्फ इन्फैचुएशन, उनका जो रिलेशनशिप है वो एक सिर्फ फैंसी है या इन्फैचुएशन है. ट्रू लव एक्चुअली मैरिज ऑफ ट्रू माइंड्स है. ट्रू माइंड्स का क्या मतलब है? हार्ट्स ऑफ सिंसियर एंड स्टेडफास्ट लवर्स. सो दिस इज व्हाट द पोएट वांट्स टू कन्वे. द फर्स्ट सब पार्ट, द आंसर ऑफ द फर्स्ट सब पार्ट. सेकेंड सब पार्ट क्या था? क्वेश्चन क्या था? Why does it not admit impediments? True love does not allow any obstacle. Impediment का मतलब obstacle to stand in the way of perfect union of true and devoted friends. No obstacles, no tension can separate the hearts of lovers, though there might be a temporary misunderstanding. Thus, if impediments affect love, it is not worth the sacred name of love. We will call it, it may thus be called infatuation or fancy. This is the poet's conviction. वो believe करते हैं इस बारे में, इस चीज को. And so he refuses to admit that there can be any hurdles to the perfect union of devoted lovers. So this is how I have written the second answer. Second answer भी छोटा है. So depending on your points on your reference material, you will frame your answers accordingly. Now the next question, it's question number 3. Very important question. How is true love not time's fool? Very important question. Long answer में भी ये आ सकता है, short answer में भी ये आ सकता है. So learn this properly. Sonnet 116 written by William Shakespeare is a sonnet that sings the triumph of love over time and circumstances. See? Triumph over time. This is exactly what is there in the question. In this way, try to understand what is being asked. Introduction related to the question. Now, quotation. The poet says, love's not time's fool. Very, very important quotation. और इसका क्या मतलब है? To emphasize that love is not subject to the decay of time. Very important. बिल्कुल ऐसे ही अपना आंसर जो है वो फ्रेम करना. टू द पॉइंट, एक के बाद एक लॉजिकल कोहेरेंस होना चाहिए आंसर में. हैफजर यहाँ पे कुछ वहां पे कुछ ऐसे मत लिखना अपना आंसर. इट इज नॉट एट द मर्सी ऑफ टाइम. टाइम कोई दया नहीं कर रहा है ट्रू लव के ऊपर. इनफैक्ट ट्रू लव तो टाइम को डिफीट कर देगा. टाइम मार्चेस ऑन रिलेंटलेसली डिस्ट्रॉइंग एवरीथिंग इन इट्स पाथ. वी नो with the passage of time everything changes. सब कुछ चेंज हो जाता है. सब कुछ टाइम पे डिपेंडेंट है. मगर जो ट्रू लव है that triumphs over time. True love, however, so what is the main point here? Defies, challenges the all destroying power of time. Very very important. ये जो आंसर है डायरेक्टली यहां से तुम लोग लर्न कर सकते हो. Physical beauty, lovely rosy lips and cheeks wither away, vanish in the course of time, with the passage of time. आज हम young हैं, कल हम young नहीं रहेंगे. This refers to the transitoriness of beauty and youth. Remember अभिसारा कैसे जो डांसर थी, कोटेजन थी, उसका जो ब्यूटी था, youth, power, everything faded away. Transitoriness, the same thing. Transitoriness of beauty and youth, but true love endures till the doomsday and is therefore eternal. How is true love not time's fool? Direct to the point, brilliant answer. The idea has been vividly expressed under the image of time as a reaper. So after explaining the concept, you are going to justify it with the help of an appropriate textual example. And what is it? Personification of time as a reaper. Do check the easy explanation video because I have discussed everything over there. अगर तुम लोग मेरा जो explanation, easy explanation videos होते हैं वो follow करते हो, writing your answers will be easier. Time is personified. अभी मैंने कहा time is personified. With the bent of sickle, it cuts down everything in the field as the reaper does. Physical beauty of both men and women is taken away by this reaper. और ये reaper कौन है? ये reaper तो time है. Time has been personified. But love is beyond his sickle's compass and love alters not with his brief hours and weeks. See? Personification is. And this is again a very important quotation. Learn these quotations and try to use them in your answers. Thus, फिर लास्ट में conclusion. Thus, the theme of permanence and unique validity of the emotion of love has been given a splendid expression in the lines of this sonnet. So what is this? Time's fool. Love is not time's fool. क्या मतलब है? Theme of permanence of love, of this emotion of love. The third quatrain, another critical comment. Third quatrain में हमें ये जो image है वो हमें दिखता है. Aptly highlights the indestructibility of love. This is how you are going to end this answer. Indestructible, eternal. Use these terms. अगर ये terms तुम लोग अपने answers में use करोगे, देखना तुम जरूर अच्छे मार्क्स ला पाओगे. This is how you must write your answers. सिर्फ समरी लिख आने से मार्क्स अच्छे नहीं आने वाले हैं. This is how you must approach these questions and answers scientifically, and that's exactly what I am teaching you to do. How is true love an ever fixed mark? Another important question. ये भी वर्कबुक से मैंने लिया है ये question. My solution. In Sonnet 116 written by William Shakespeare, the poet emphasizes the idea of unchangeable, ever fixed. इससे तो हमें पता चल जाता है unchangeable, unshakable and steady nature of true love. थीम को समझना जरूरी है. With the help of an image. This is an image. Critical comment directly related to the question. So I am using roughly a page for every 5 marks. Answer. 5 लाइन में मैं ये नहीं लिख पाऊंगी. At least in class 11 and 12. स्टैंडर्ड थोड़ा रेस करना है. बार है जो सेट बार है उसे भी तुम लोगों को रेस करना है. He says it is an ever fixed mark. This is another important quotation. And what is the meaning of this? Means that true love is like a lighthouse. Mark का क्या मतलब है? Lighthouse. Ever fixed का क्या मतलब है? That stands firm in the midst of tempest storms and shines brightly to guide the mariners in the dark uncharted seas. It is never shaken. Another quotation. The expression ever fixed means steady and permanent. And now the explanation. How is it an ever fixed mark in our lives, in the lives of lovers? True love does not change with the change of time or circumstances. It is like a light, very important to guide the souls of the lovers, and no reverse circumstances of life, quarrels, separation can affect and weaken it. Such love is unshakable. In this way, in the second quatrain, critical comment, second quatrain, use these terms. Form and structure of this poem is important. The speaker tells what love is through this metaphor. Another critical comment. He elaborates this quality of love with another image of the star, और वो भी एक ever fixed mark है, pole star, to justify his standpoint. This I have just mentioned very briefly. I have explained the lighthouse part of it. Love is also personified here. The word ever fixed is a compound word containing 2 separate words, ever and fixed, taken together. They mean constant, thereby glorifying his idea of ideal love. This is the conclusion. Conclusion में भी मैंने critical comment use करके इस आंसर को justify कर दिया है. How is true love an ever fixed mark? Understood? So, now be patient. Come on. Another important question. Question 5. How has the speaker compared true love to a star? Very, very important. Ever fixed mark में ये मैंने इसीलिए नहीं डाला है क्योंकि वर्कबुक में ये एक separate question है. Why does the poet compare true love to a pole star? In another workbook, you will get this question. And what importance does the comparison hold in our times? I have discussed this at the end of this session. तो इस आंसर में इस सेक्शन को मैं स्किप कर दूंगी. Understood? And I'll solve that a little later. Again, let's begin. Introduction. In Sonnet 116, written by William Shakespeare, the poet emphasizes the idea of unchangeable, steady nature of true love with the help of a metaphorical image. Same introduction, but answer will be framed in a different manner. So, reference materials जो तुम लोग पढ़ने वाले हो, वहाँ से introduction जो है beforehand जरा सोच के रखना. इस आंसर का मैं ये लिखूंगी, उस आंसर का मैं ये लिखूंगी, तो introduction जरूरी है. So this is again a metaphorical image. Pole star. It is a star to every wandering bark. Critical comment. द स्टार, अब ये स्टार कौन सा वाला स्टार है? इज द नॉर्दर्न स्टार और पोल स्टार दैट नेवर चेंजेस इट्स पोजीशन इन द स्काई. टू द पॉइंट आंसर्स. द expression wandering bark means sailing ship. Another word meaning annotation. Thus, love is like the pole star in the life of lovers, a light to guide and a check to the erring. Erring का मतलब जो भटक जाते हैं. This star also has an ever fixed position in the sky and never changes with the change of season. It guides the mariners like a compass, showing the northern direction and thus saves them from wandering aimlessly in the absence of any guide. जिंदगी के सफर में भी this love is like the pole star that guides the souls of true lovers. Now the mariners have an idea of the position of the pole star. कहाँ पे pole star है स्काई में? ये तो mariners को, sailors को पता है. Shining high in the sky, वो देख लेते हैं in the north and then they steer their ships accordingly. But little do they know of the occult influence of the star upon the destinies of man. सिर्फ एक पॉइंटर की तरह मरीनर्स यूज करते हैं, मगर नॉर्दर्न स्टार का और भी बहुत कुछ important significance है. And what is that? They know of the occult influence of the star upon the destinies of man. They are ignorant of the riches contained within it. So you just need to learn this critical comment. In the same manner, true love has not only a practical value in guiding the souls of man and uniting them together, it has thus an eternal value, very, very important, immeasurably superior to the accidents of time. So learn this section. Whenever you are writing an answer, ever fixed mark या star का कोई answer है, this section is going to be important. This is an advanced analysis of this section. So learn it. It has thus an eternal value, immeasurably superior to the accidents of time. And of this true worth of love. True worth of love क्या है? Love सिर्फ guidance नहीं देता है souls of lovers को. ये love उससे भी ऊपर जाता है, जीवन को enrich कर देता है in many many ways. Fighting with the time, with the ravages, triumphing over the ravages of time. And of this true worth of love, few have any idea of its indestructibility. So, pole star वाला answer में ये जो conclusion में मैंने critical analysis use किया है, उसे पढ़ लेना अच्छी तरीके से. Another important question. छोटा सा एक poem है मगर कितने सारे questions है. Very very important. Anything can come from this sonnet. Comment on the concluding lines. Explain in the context of the poem. Context of the poem का मतलब क्या है? Textual reference देना है. If this be error and upon me proved, I never writ nor no man ever loved. So in these concluding lines, direct to the point introductory statement of sonnet 16, I have quoted from the question itself. Question से मैंने ये उठा लिया है और मैंने correctly लिख लिया है. Here I will now explain the meaning. And what is there in the question? Comment. Comment का मतलब क्या है? Critically analyze it. So writing a summary or सिर्फ explain कर देने से ये नहीं होने वाला है. Critical comments डालना है. देखो मैंने कैसे critically analyze किया है. Rhyming last जो couplet है. William Shakespeare winds up after saying so much about true love. He is winding up, concluding, winds up the train of beautiful thoughts of the previous lines. ये एक befitting conclusion है. इस poem में जो couplet है, quatrains, first, second, third quatrains के बाद ये winds up. This is a critical comment. The train of एक के बाद एक जो beautiful thoughts of the previous lines है, उसे ये sum up कर रहा है. This sonnet presents the extreme ideal of romantic love. It never changes, fades, and it outlasts death and admits no flaw. This is what is mentioned in the quatrains, and the conclusion aptly sums it up. What he has said, अब तक विलियम शेक्सपियर ने जो जो कहा, ट्रू लव ये है, ट्रू लव वो है, what he has said about the immortality of love and friendship. So he is not just talking about love, it is also about friendship, which is but a manifestation of it. Friendship क्या है? Manifestation of love is not mere rhetoric or poetic fancy. वो सिर्फ ये imagine नहीं कर रहे हैं, या वो सिर्फ ये लिखने के लिए नहीं लिख रहे हैं. It is the poet's sincere, very, very, very important and intense conviction, deeply felt, that is splendidly expressed in these lines. Very important. Poet ये believe करते हैं, उनका ये conviction है. ये सिर्फ mere poetry लिखने के लिए उन्होंने सिर्फ फटफट करके कुछ लिखा है, ये बात नहीं है. He believes in his words. He now asserts that if his conviction word must be there in your answer compulsory. अगर ये ना होगा तो इसमें कोई मार्क्स नहीं मिलने वाले हैं. He now asserts that if his conviction is falsified, अगर वो गलत है अपने conviction में, by any experience of his life, it would indeed be a tragedy. वो ठीक नहीं होगा. In vain then did he write all his poetry. तो उन्होंने अब तक जो लिखा है singing of the praise of love, वो सब कुछ झूठा कहलाएगा. In vain then does man love each other if love has no timeless validity. अगर love, true love timeless नहीं है तो उनका जो ये writings है वो सब vain, useless, futile हो जाएगा. He is so convinced, his conviction is so intense. जो मैं कह रहा हूं वो ठीक है true love के बारे में. The poet thus, conclusion, refuses to accept the contrary of what he has said so long. उन्होंने कहा है जो प्यार चेंज हो जाता है समय के साथ, परिस्थितियों के साथ, वो ट्रू लव, सच्चा प्यार नहीं है. ट्रू लव क्या है? जो हर कठिनाई से लड़के एक पोल स्टार की तरह, एक लाइट हाउस की तरह डटा रहेगा, वही ट्रू लव है. And he refuses to accept the contrary of what he has said so long, for to accept it is to convert the experience itself into something tragically meaningless. सब कुछ meaningless हो जाएगा, tragedy हो जाएगा. तो इससे in the final couplet, the concluding lines, final couplet, the poet uses hyperbole. Figure of speech क्या है? This is also compulsory. You must mention this also. This is an exaggeration. लग रहा है पोएट बढ़ा चढ़ा के exaggerate करके कह रहे हैं, which includes the whole of human history until the present and cannot be proved. So this appears to be an exaggeration. This is how here I have commented on the concluding lines. Question 7. Write a note on the imagery used in Sonnet 116 written by William Shakespeare. Another important question. Evergreen workbook में ये question है. Imagery. Write a note on the imagery used in Sonnet 116 written by William Shakespeare. Evergreen में है, Almond Books में ये question है. Images, important question है. शॉर्ट आंसर के लिए भी ये रेफरेंस मटेरियल ठीक है, लॉन्ग आंसर क्वेश्चन के लिए भी ये रेफरेंस मटेरियल, इस आंसर ये एकदम ठीक है. In Sonnet 116, William Shakespeare celebrates the indestructibility and timelessness of love with the help of some images. See, just by using this term images, I have directly related it to the question. Introduction, direct relation, question से. Try to practice writing in this way. Now the images very quickly. True love is constant and steadfast through the chances and changes of life. जीवन में जो भी परिस्थितियां आए, ट्रू लव कभी चेंज नहीं होने वाला है. ट्रू लव तो कांस्टेंट है. It is like a lighthouse image. This is the image. An ever-fixed mark, a quotation that stands firm in the midst of tempests and shines brightly to guide the mariners in the dark, uncharted seas. Same reference material, सिर्फ मैंने framing different कर दिया है और approach मेरा जो critical comments है वो मैंने different कर दिया है. It is never shaken. True love is a light to guide the souls of the lovers. मल्टीपर्पस आंसर्स, मैं जो आंसर्स तुम लोगों के साथ शेयर कर रही हूं वो मल्टीपर्पस आंसर्स है. जरूर इन आंसर्स को पढ़ना और अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर भी करना. लव इज ऑल्सो कंपेयर्ड टू द पोल स्टार, अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इमेज which has an ever fixed position in the sky and never changes with the change of season. देखो मैंने ये सब पहले ही डिस्कस किया हुआ है. It guides the mariners like a compass showing the northern direction, but the mariners do not know about the potencies of it. क्या क्या hidden truths है पोल स्टार के बारे में. Through this image, the poet highlights, what is this? Critical comment that besides its power of guiding true lovers, true love has incalculable potentialities. बहुत कुछ है true love में, सिर्फ गाइडेंस देना ही काम नहीं है. So true love is very very important in the life of a human being, in our lives. So one image, one description, explanation finished. Logically ऐसे ही अपना आंसर फ्रेम करना है. Another image, बहुत सारे images नहीं है, 3 images है and I have discussed them in detail. So use them for your short answer questions or long answer questions that suggest the indestructibility of love. So critical comment, इतने सारे image यहाँ वहाँ तो poet सिर्फ लिखने के लिए नहीं डाला है. उन्होंने क्या हाईलाइट करने के लिए ये डाला है इन सारे images को? Indestructibility of love. And it is introduced in the 3rd quatrain. Quatrain के बारे में भी use this term in your answer. Sonnet के जो answers है उनमें ये terms and expressions होना जरूरी है. ठीक है? Try to use them. Love's not time fool. Another image, physical beauty fades. Love triumphs over the ravages of time. This idea has been expressed under the image of time as a reaper. Important, time as a reaper. Time like a reaper mows down rosy lips and cheeks. Love is beyond the scythe of time. Very important. Thus, conclusion देखना. Conclusion में critically मैंने imagery को analyze किया हुआ है. Thus, the poet has given unique expression to the philosophical theme of permanence of love. The images are conventional. साधारण से conventional images है, but they acquire a new life, a new vitality by the intensity and depth of emotions expressed in the different quatrains. The last answer, modern context and ideal love. Is Shakespeare's concept of ideal love relevant today? This is there in your workbook. Sonnet 116, written by William Shakespeare, celebrates true love as eternal, unchangeable, unbending commitment between people, powerful and unshakable. हम सब ये जानते हैं. क्या ये relevant है, applicable है in contemporary times, in modern world? What do you think? This is an interpretation-based question. However, the poem, especially the final couplet, अभी हमने discuss किया था, the concluding lines seems hyperbolic, hyperbole, and it risks at times falling into cliche. इसका क्या मतलब है? Some readers may doubt the plausibility and significance of such extreme ideal of romantic love in contemporary context or the sincerity of its depiction of love. लोगों को ये लगेगा ये शेक्सपियर क्या बोल रहे हैं, आज के जीवन में क्या इसका कोई इंपॉर्टेंस है? नहीं, क्योंकि आज क्या सच्चा प्यार मिल सकता है? नहीं. So what is your interpretation? This is to some extent exaggeration, hyperbolic, but still the poet's philosophical idea of love is perhaps relevant now. This is my interpretation. You may have a completely different interpretation. It's up to you. Here I'm just giving you some points. Despite the changing social and cultural context, भी change हो गया है, cultural context भी change हो गया है, मगर Love is still an emotion cherished in most human hearts across the globe. The desire for a lasting and meaningful relationship is as important today as it was in Shakespeare's time. हम सब इंसान हैं and we crave for true love. Modern life especially is characterized by alienation, loneliness, anxiety, कितने सारे problems है. Importance of steadfast personal relationships can save the souls of people gone astray. जो frustrated people है, जिन्हें प्यार नहीं मिला है, उनको भी ये true love बचा सकता है. Impermanence of physical charm is a fact. We all know this. And true love, if found, is timeless. So you cannot change this. The emotional quotient of Sonnet 116 and the logical progression of thoughts make it applicable now, maybe in a different manner. Well, this is my interpretation of the poem. And you may also conclude using this section. Uncertainty of modern times. Therefore, true love can indeed be an ever-fixed mark. Here I come to the end of today's session. Take care and bye.